This video will deepen your understanding of audience, a key part of the rhetorical situation. The rhetorical situation refers to any circumstance in which you are trying to persuade, influence, entertain, or simply inform another person, and it consists of three elements: audience, purpose, and discourse, which is sometimes called the message. These three elements have a mutual influence on each other. The audience for a piece of writing always has expectations for that writing. The writer always has a purpose in communicating to the audience, and the writer always tries to achieve that purpose through a message or a discourse that is a certain way of speaking or writing. There are two ways to view audience: audience as addressed and audience as invoked. If you view the audience as addressed, then you are viewing it as a concrete, knowable group of people. For example, my audience for this video consists of English 100 students at SEMO. Just knowing this small bit of information helps me craft my message or discourse in such a way that it better achieves my purpose in communicating with my audience. If you view the audience as invoked, then you are viewing it as an imagined group of people, which means that you, the writer, imagine who your audience is. For example, I imagine that most English 100 students at SEMO need a pretty straightforward discussion of audience. In practice, writers always have a concrete audience of real readers and an imagined idea of who those readers are, and these different perspectives should balance each other. The writer's purpose comes into conflict with the audience's expectations and vice versa. You want to achieve a purpose in communicating. You want to persuade, entertain, or inform. You want to prove your thesis statement. But the way that you achieve your purpose will be influenced by the audience's expectations for the writing. An academic audience, for example, generally expects a thesis statement in the introduction, followed by supporting evidence and arguments, unless those academics are expecting fiction, poetry, creative nonfiction, or some other genre of writing, in which case they may be confused by an explicit thesis in the introduction. That would violate their expectations for the genre of fiction, poetry, or creative nonfiction, that is, this particular type of message or discourse. So, writers must know their audience's expectations for a particular genre or piece of writing so that they can craft their message or discourse in a way that achieves their purpose. With this foundation laid, let's discuss some specific applications. First, talk the talk. Learn the terms, concepts, and ideas that your audience already knows, and then use them in your writing. Second, walk the walk. Use the formatting conventions, citation style, and writing style of your audience. This signals to the reader, hey, I'm part of your group, and this builds trust. In short, you need to know your audience and then be your audience. And you can accomplish this feat by reading what your audience reads and then writing what they read. You can learn the audience's perspective on the world and any special jargon they use, and then you can reflect that back to the audience. You can also, of course, imagine your audience based on your experiences, just as I imagined SEMO freshmen based on previous experiences with them. Through study and imagination, you should get to know your audience so you can adapt your writing to their expectations. The more you adapt your discourse or writing to your audience, the more effectively you will achieve your purpose in communicating with them. If you have any questions, please email jsentell@semo.edu. Thank you very much.